Hi, my name's Jan, and we're going to be talking about chocolate bunnies today. Everybody has a chocolate bunny for Easter that they eat. Well, we're going to make one that you can keep because you're going to paint one that you can use as a decoration for Easter. As you see, we have one here in front that has been done in acrylics, and he's really kind of cute, I think, and would add a decoration for your Easter project. So I'm going to move him now so you can see what I'm doing, which is I have a small bunny. First thing I'm going to do is make sure he's clean. I'm going to take a sponge and wipe him off. Because if he's not clean, your product that you have in the end is not going to be sufficient. It's not going to look nice. And we want it to look really, really nice. So we've got this cute little bunny. While he's drying for a minute, I'm going to take my chocolate covered acrylic. This way we don't have to fire it. We can just spray it in the end and we have a finished product that is durable. So what I'm going to do is, first thing is I'm going to wash my brush out. Always wash your brushes before you use them. You never know what might be in that brush. So we're going to take and draw the paint out a little bit. Don't try and put globs of paint on your brush. All that does is create a drop or a mess or something that really is not attractive on your piece. And you're going to paint until it's dry. The drier it is, the smoother it is, and the better it looks. More like a chocolate bunny. Okay, we're going to paint him all over with brown so that he's just really a chocolatey looking bunny. The one thing you have to remember though with these little bunnies, they do look like chocolate bunnies, so consequently if you have children in the house, they just might decide they want to take a bite out of it. If they do that, they might break something and that might not be too good. So make sure they understand he's not to be eaten. He's cute and fun and quick and easy. Continue to paint. Make sure I get all the white spots. You want to make sure you get good coverage so you have a nice round bunny. If you have any spots, if you look at your chocolate bunny you buy in the store to eat, he is a nice even color. He's not spotted or streaked. Nice and smooth. Makes him look delicious, and that's what we want to make ours look like. If I see a spot that I think is a little bit light, I go back over it, paint over it again. Continue to paint him until we have it all covered. There we go. Make sure you cover everything. As we paint him, we realize that Easter is a fun time to have chocolate bunnies, but it's not the only time of year. If you have a chocolate bunny, you can leave him out. In the spring, he's kind of a cute little guy to be out in the spring. So we want to make sure we make him cute. Looking good. So that's our brown. Now we're going to let our brown dry really, really good. But this little bunny we're going to make a little different in that we're going to add a little bit of puffiness to his tail, so looks like he's got a little white tail to him. What we're using is a product that is a non-fired snow, so it doesn't, nothing that we have here has to be fired. And when you're staying at home, and like we are at this point in time, it's important that we have things that are non-fired, because finding some place to have things fired sometimes is a little more difficult than we want. So what we're going to do now is, the brown has dried. Oh, I see a spot I missed. So now, because I can see it as it dries, I can come back with my acrylic and I can touch it up. It's like touching up paint on a wall, when you do your painting, every so often you'll come with a little spot that you've missed, and you go, oh. So then you go back and you paint it. So there we go, got my touch-ups done. Now I have used a brush that's fairly large because I had a large area. I didn't have detail to do. So now I'm going to use a smaller brush because I'm covering a smaller area, and it's kind of like whipped cream, kind of fluffy. And what we're doing is we're going to put it on like this so that he really looks like he's got a fluffy tail. It's going to give it a little extra texture. It's going to make it look a little different than just the body of it. What I will probably have to do is come back with my chocolate up against that white and make sure I make it even, because I don't think the bunny's tail would go that far out onto the bunny's body, but see, it makes his little tail kind of fluffy, like most little bunny tails are. I don't know how many of you have bunnies around that you can see, but they are nice and fluffy. Make sure you clean your brush out really good. Acrylics are really hard on brushes, so you want to make sure that you get all the product out of there. Otherwise, when it dries very, very hard, meaning that it is hard enough that it will be there forever. So you want to make sure you clean it out really well. Okay? So now I'm going to use the same brush I did for that. I'm going to take and come back with my brown, and I'm just going to push it right up against there and even it out so that I have a nice even edge where I painted. And that way the little white tail stands out, but our little chocolate bunny is still there. So now we're going to let him dry, and when I say dry, sometimes acrylics feel dry enough that you think, oh well, I can spray it or whatever, but you want to let it dry for a couple of hours so that you know that it's actually thoroughly dry. And then you have a sealer, a ceramic sealer that you spray it with, that gives you that nice matte finish, and you have a chocolate bunny for Easter.